Hi, I'm Dominick, and this is the Elite Accessory System for the Fujifilm GFX Eterna 55. So with this, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Core Accessory System and then eventually build up into the Elite Accessory System. Naturally, I have the very first working GFX camera, but they took it away from me, so I'm stuck with this 3D print. We're going to start with the base plate, work our way up. The Eterna has a large distance between the bottom of the camera and the optical center. And so our Arca riser here ends up being super thin. We do have some mounting points across the side. We have this special mounting point on the back side for the Dbox, which we'll go over in a little bit. And then we have a built-in rod clamp up on the front of it. We're just gonna go ahead and attach this up to the bottom of the camera as I have the camera upside down. This follows our current Arca design, so all of our Arca accessories work with this, including the Arca base plate. You can see we have little arrows on the bottom of this. That goes always towards the lens. This just pops into place and we can lock that down. This plate allows us to bolt to any of the bridge plate systems out there. Naturally, we prefer the wooden camera one. We're a little bit biased on that. We have our lightweight rod setups up in the front here. We can now bounce off to our studio setups with no problems, and you can start shooting with this camera just like this. Now, on the top of the camera, they have this dovetail system. This is for their carry handle. So it allows the carry handle to slide back and forth on that. So we wanted to make a top plate for this, but we ended up making it super modular. For the Core Accessory System, it comes with this section, a single-sided cheese plate that actually has a forward-facing 3/8/16 as well as your alignment of attachments on the side. So we're gonna go ahead and attach that onto here as well. All right, so now we have our cheese plate mounted to the top of the camera. That carry handle can still slide and use the full distance on this. On the camera, two things that we want to deal with. One of them is our NATO side rail. So since the cheese plate is only on one side, we're only going to apply one side rail onto this. New on this camera, the NATO rail, we actually have tapered the safety buttons. So now it's real easy to slide on accessories, lock them down, and then putting them back off, you can still push the button that's out of the way for the safety. So now we have tied in the bottom to the top of the camera with a nice accessory rail here. This allows you to mount side accessories for your lens and so on. The back of the camera, they have a SDI guard on the back side of this. For our accessories, we wanted to build something that replaced that. So we actually have a rear NATO accessory rail that replaces the handle that goes there. And there we go. So now, on the assistant side, we have ways to attach your accessories onto the back of the camera, accessories onto the front of the camera. We can attach accessories through the top plate on the very top of the top plate, or we can even do bolt-on rods off the front of this top plate. And now we can still mount it to the head. So this right here is the Core Accessory System from Wooden Camera. Now, we're gonna break this down again a little bit. We're gonna turn this into the Elite Accessory System. So to do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this side rail for a few minutes. And I'm gonna remove the top plate so I can build it out. This top plate is modular. And from these prototypes to production, we actually made a change. So we made it so you wouldn't have to disconnect this. At this particular point, this time of this video, we can build this out from the underside. On the production units, we've changed it so all of these pieces come in from the top. You still have your main plate and all these plates then attached to the top. So now I have this L shape. Now, if you utilize this on top of the camera and we put that back up on top, we still have enough range here to move the handle up and back. But now we have dual rod attachments up on the front. These happen to be 60 millimeters apart, which in turn makes it so that if you have an EVF bracket from us, you can actually attach those there. If you have bolt-on rods, these bolt-on rods would work in conjunction of each other, and you can attach things as if there was a dual rod mount up on the top. To keep building this out, to go to the full Elite Accessory System, I'm just gonna go ahead and add the last plate onto this. And again, the production units are actually gonna all go from the top, so you can build it while it's on the camera instead of removing it first. Here's our top accessory plate, and we're gonna go ahead and attach that. Great way to do engineering is always 3D printing things so you can actually build things out. And as you see, it can be very beneficial in making sure that we have everything all dialed in for you, the users. Now we're putting the accessory rail back on there as described. But now the other benefit is I can now add an accessory rail to the other side. This accessory rail is not needed. Most of the time, most people are not adding accessories to this side except for maybe handles. So once they add handles there, then yeah, you can add them through either adding a NATO to rosette. You can use bolt-on rosettes, bolt the handles directly to that, but more than likely you're going to use our new handheld kits and run from the lightweight rod positions. Here you can see majority of the cage is built there. What also comes with this is the standard ultra handle system, and now you have yourself the Elite Accessory System for the Fujifilm GFX Eterna 55. We actually, as you can see on the desk, we've expanded this kit a little bit. So these are add-ons. So after you have all these accessories, you can actually add on a Dbox system. So real quick, as you can see by this plate, it has a tendency to kind of look familiar. It looks like the cheese plate. And it looks like it can basically replace that point on the cheese plate. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Like the core kit, this can be run by itself. And then with the Dbox, you then have the full accessories, you have the full handle capability and so on. Since we're on the Elite kit, we're gonna go ahead and build this up in the full configuration here. Technically, all of this is being done with a 3/16 T-handle wrench and a 3mm T-handle. So now we have our breakout built into our top plate. We have all of our same attachment points that we see. Last couple things we want to deal with is we have this little support bracket for the Dbox. So we wanted to make something that would be easily removed, but really stabilize the way that the Dbox attaches to the camera. So I'm gonna pick my gold mount. I'm gonna pop that on here, loosen the bracket, and now I can attach it to the base of this Dbox. And now I can tighten that bracket up. So now I have the Dbox, and then the last little piece is the junction cable. So this is a 5-pin to 5-pin junction. So with the Dbox fully assembled here, we now have 4 14-volt outputs, and 2 of those 4 outputs actually have trigger control, or RS. So any standard trigger or your remote focus systems can actually control trigger, but that would need to happen with the plug-in from the remote from the Dbox into the back of the camera. So here's the Dbox system, whether it's gold mount or V mount, attached to the GFX 55. That wraps up the Elite Accessory System for the Fujifilm Eterna GFX 55. I'd like to see what kind of setups you guys would like to do on a camera like this in the comments below. If you want more information, please go to woodencamera.com.